What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as Ridemyavatar, and today we're going to be going over my first place deck profile for Commandramon. Everybody loves the Commandramon. The D-brigades are so much of a great deck, I gotta say. I love the deck. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It's a great deck that anybody can get into right now, and it won't break the bank. So let's dive right in and let's see the video. So let's go over the deck profile, boys and girls. First off, let's go over the Digitama. I play none other than 3 Pagumon, because Pagumon really is nasty when you combo it off with the Commandramon that searches the top 3 on deletion. So you'll get a possible +2 in most situations. Worst case scenario, you get -0. So, just kidding. You'll get 0, nothing, worth valued. Maybe you'll get 1 out of the 2. So it's not bad to have searchers, and especially being able to know your deck stack and know how to filter it is just really, really well. I might bump this up to 4. I did put it at 3 just to try it at 3, but I feel like 4 might be the better options. There was never a time I didn't want to be on Pokemon. And then we had 2 Mishimon. Mishimon is really good because when this Digimon is D-brigade in its type, it gets plus 1000 DP. So the major reason why I like that card in general is to combo it off with the 4-cost Commandramon that is 5000 DP naturally, so that when you have that underneath it, if they're going to use a 6k blocker, they're going to burn their resources because that 6k blocker will trade with that Commandramon. So it's just, that's how I see it. Like, this card is really good with that Commandramon. This one's really good with the Commandramon you really want to have. So it's like winner take all. They're both great options to have. So that's why I kind of did a 2-3 split. Let's go over the babies. So first off, we have 4 2-drop Commandramons. Plain and simple, 2 cost, and it's got 3000 DP. He's just going to help you choke your opponent out, especially going first. He's an easy 2-drop that won't kill the bank, as I like to say. Because when you start playing more and more games, realizing you need to choke your opponent out, especially in this format where you have a lot more faster paced deck. If you give them too much memory, they're outpacing you, and you don't want to do that. Next, here is the 4-drop Commandramon with the 5000 DP. Like I said before, really great card. I love it personally because of the fact is that this card really goes off when you combo it with the Mishimon. Mishimon is just really good with the Commandramon here, becoming 6k DP. Sometimes that's just enough to get you through weird situations. And I just really want to trade that blocker for my Digimon because I'm getting more value out of it than they are. Next, we play 4 of the blocker Commandramon. Just in here just to be that little annoying little blocker, especially if you get it off the Commandramon. If you don't see it with another copy of itself, at least grabbing this one puts your opponent at a weird situation because now you have a blocker on board after they just cleared out a Commandramon. It's just really nasty. So that's Commandramon number 12. Next, we have the bread and butter of Commandramon. This is the reason why the deck is probably really nasty, besides Darkdramon. This card alone is just fuels your graveyard and keeps the board going. So on deletion, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play 1 Commandramon among them without paying its memory cost. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. So being 1000 DP, his goal is to die, but his goal is to cycle and replace. And then you combo this off with the Pagumon, and you'll just gain a decent amount of advantage. Worst case scenario, you just gain 0, but you filtered your deck a lot more, and now you kind of just put 4 cards to the bottom of the deck, helping you dig a little deeper and faster to what you need. Next, we play Dracoman. Dracoman is the reason why I love Dracoman in this deck is it gives us blue source for Commandramon, but it also gives us reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon card with Drawmon in its name among them to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. So being able to grab Commandramons, the Commandramons, Darkdramons, Mechanoremon, and a lot of other of our dragon types in our draws, our Drawmons are really nasty and really powerful. And we can grab our Sealdramons. Just being able to grab any Commandramon that shows up, and that can help us fix bricky hands. So filtering is really important, especially because a 1-for-1, especially in this deck, is not bad. Next, let's talk about it. We need blockers, boys and girls, and I'm not joking. You need blockers in this deck as much as you need your rookies. This deck relies heavily on being able to slow your opponent down, especially in this format where they're aggro as can be. So if they try to choke you, at least being able to, if they're trying to choke you or they gave you way too much memory and they have the explosive plays, at least with blockers in your deck, you can just slow them down a bit, because 6k blockers, especially in this format, really nasty. And we have 4 of these bad boys. Just helps out immensely. I'm not joking. I love my Sealdramons. They're just really helpful. Next, 2 Mechanoremon for the mirror match, by the way. This card, it shuts down a lot of Commandramon players just because, or even majority of the Bonds decks, this card just outs the Commandramon issue. Or, I mean, those issues, because they can't swing in with the rookies because Mechanori just prevents them, because it's a blocker that can keep restanding itself on suspending. So it's a tough card to get off the board, especially later in the game as time goes on, especially if they get into their bigger Digimon. Your really only removal in black is Iron Fist Onslaught, and this card just goes around that, because as long as your opponent has a higher DP Digimon, Mechanoremon's just not going to go anywhere. So just remember that. It's a tough world for that card. Next, we have Commandramons. Commandramon is great because if revealed in security, you draw 2, because he's going to be on played from the security, which I love. And then even if worst case scenario, this is how I view the Commandramon. So with the Dracoman, you're gonna either, if you hard play this, you're gaining 2, and that's only if you're ready for the crackback. Do not just hard play the Commandramon because you need to draw 2 if you are not ready to deal with what they're gonna bring out. I am warning you this now, because they're going to punish you hard for that. So you can do this turn 1 as long as you have an answer to whatever they're going to go into. Do not just slam this down because you're ready. You really need to draw. Save it for times when it's needed. And then let's talk about it. So he's either a +2 or he's a +1. Either way, at the end of the day, he's gaining me a card advantage, and that's all I need him to do. There's nothing else I would love more than just getting that plus. I feel like this is the ideal package of Commandramon stuff. Plus, you know, the blue package really does help out in the long game. So let's go over to level 7s. We're not able to climb up in Digivolve onto our Megas because we love our Darkdramon. Darkdramon is really nice because it's got Rush. That allows us to swing in for game sometimes, because I cannot tell you how many times my opponent just gives me too much memory, and then I just go into Darkdramon, swing in, and then game it because I just have enough. And then what's really nice is return up to 5 Digimon with D-brigade in its types from the trash to the top of the deck in any order. For each card returned, gain 2 memory. You need to at least have 3 memory to activate this, because it has to go over to your opponent's turn, because this is a end of phase effect. You're going to gain the memory back, but you have to have at least 3 to start with. So this will bring you to 0, but that's only if you're at 3. It'll be weird. You'll gain more memory as depending on where you're at, but if you're at 3, you'll go to 0 if you put 5 Commandramon back. You don't want to waste resources like that, so just remember that. Next, we have Mechanoremon at 1. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to tech this in more of it. I could take out another level 7 for it, but I feel like even just taking her out is an option too. But if you have 3 or fewer security, triggered recovery +2, and then when attacking, if you may play 1 level 3 Digimon from your hand without paying its memory costs. So yellow isn't in this deck at all. I mean, I could probably swap over to a yellow core, but I'm not looking to do that. So Mechanoremon just here just for that. If we need to recover after being hit back way too much, just there to get us back in the game. So let's go at it. We're gonna go 3 Omnimon Zawart defeats. So security, play this Digimon without paying its play this card without battling and without paying its memory cost. Really nice to be able to cheat this in. He can win you games very easily, and when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Tamers because you can digivolve on top of the Dracoman, and then delete one of your opponent's Digimon on deletion. So if he's deleted, he's going to trade. A really nasty little card, little nasty little bugger. I am very happy about that. And then we have Omnimon Zawart. When digivolving, trash the top 3 cards of your deck, and then you may play up to 2 black or purple Digimon cards with a play cost 8 or less from your trash without paying their memory cost. Usually what you're going to do is, depending on the wall you need, you'll take the Slashermon and a Mechanoremon, bring them right onto the battlefield, or you'll take a Commandramon, get it out there. But this is after a Dracoman play usually, and he's just there to pop something and just add more threat to board state. So he's a nasty little bugger, and that's how we're going to be playing him. So that's really why we're doing this. If this is exceeding your budget, just put in the Chaosmons with the Pierce. They'll handle most stuff. You'll lose a little bit of consistency not having the, Zawart defeats, being able to pop out of security, but at least Chaosmon will digivolve on top of this, and then you get to swing in for an extra check and remove another threat on board. So that's how you look at it. They're both serving purposes, what they need to do. And then let's talk about the Tamers. First off, we have Izzy. Izzy's here to set us to 3. So if you have 2 memory or less, set your memory to 3. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. If all revealed are black, gain 1 memory. Place the remaining card on top. This card is nasty in security because if it reveals on top and it's all black, you could, if your opponent's at 0, instantly pass to your turn and you gain 3, and that punishes them a lot more than they like. So heads up on that. And then we got Izzy Joe Keto. So if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, gain 2 memory, and when one of your black Digimon is deleted on your opponent's turn, you may suspend this Tamer, draw 1. Please do not forget to activate that. That card is super important, especially if you use a blocker, or especially just to gain that draw advantage. I cannot express, like, sacrificing a blocker and then trigger draw 2 is nasty, and you gain a lot of advantage off that, and I really love when I gain 3 cards for really no reason. So definitely take that into account. Next, we do have 4 Iron Fist Onslaught. Iron Fist Onslaught is the new black card of the set. So delete all your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost. So that's really nasty in my opinion. I love Iron Fist Onslaught because it could take out 2 megas very easily, especially if they have 2 of the same megas on board. I mean, I cleared out double Nidhogg just with an Iron Fist Onslaught. This card comes in so clutch, it's not even funny. And then let's even talk about it further. Our last option, Ultimate Flare. Ultimate Flare is really nasty, boys and girls. So trigger Digievolution 3 and on one of your opponent's Digimon, and then delete all your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 3 or less. Really nasty little bugger, especially if they're building up a stack, and then you can remove most of any rookie on board state. And it's really nasty against the Bonds decks. Any of Jessamon literally loses a full board because of this. In most situations, the only one that's you're killing off the blocker one. It just really helps out. The only issue is Mechanoremon is we don't really have a full-on answer for it, and if they can get it back out, you're in trouble. So guys, what do you think of this deck list? Let me know down in the comments. Are we all D-brigade fans? Are we hyped about D-brigade? Because I am. This deck is super fun in this format. And guys, remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace!